And we're live at 5. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, buenos dias, buenas noches, all of the things. I am happy to be here once again for your Divi weekly update. My name is Nick Saponaro. If you don't already know, happy to be hanging with you guys once again. It's the end of the week. It's been a long week. I hope that everyone has had a healthy and happy week, and I'm really excited to get into today's update. Today's update, I'm going to start a little bit different. I want to talk about growth. I want to talk about growth because a lot of things have changed over the course of the 3 years that I've been working at Divi. And over the course of the project itself has changed and grown in so many different ways. And I want to talk about that today. I feel like sort of companies are almost like people, right? They grow and they mature over time. They start as babies and they can barely sustain themselves. And you start to build and expand and scale and grow, and you become an adolescent, a preteen. And that's kind of, I feel like, where we were when we were, $1 million market cap coin. And then you continue to grow and you continue to expand, and more things begin to happen to you. You change. And again, you reach a new paradigm, which I would consider, your teenage years. And then you kind of hit this awkward phase. Just like all of us, right? When you're a teenager, you start getting zits on your face, maybe some hairs popping out in strange places. And much like being a teenager, the company sort of hits its point where it's growing and it's feeling its growing pains. And that's kind of where we are now, where we are a $100 million market cap coin. And we have a lot of new people coming into the project all the time. And it's this amazing thing. You feel like you're becoming an adult, but you have a lot of growth to do, a lot of growing to do. And that's what we have been doing for the past 5 months, basically. If we really zoom out, let's not even look at the last 5 months. Let's look at, a year ago. Where were we a year ago? We were a coin that no one knew, that was worth basically nothing. We're talking about 0.003 cents or something. And then, it boomed when we announced the fintech project. And then, over the last 5 months, zooming a little bit closer, we have exploded to new heights. We were worth a cent 5 months ago. We were worth, $1 million market cap 5 months ago. And now we're worth 6 cents, $100 million market cap. Things change. And we've hired on all of these people now to help us grow, to get us through puberty. And because you can't stay in puberty forever, right? Once you're a little bit older, people don't accept that teenage lifestyle anymore. You have to become an adult. And I feel now like we have the ability and the resources and the people to grow into that adult, mature company, including myself becoming more of an adult, becoming more of a mature business person, and learning all of the right things and wrong things to do over the course of this last 3 years. And I still have a ton to learn. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I know everything. I'm always learning. But now we have a CFO, who has come aboard, Russell Doolittle, who's completely engineering our entire budget and making sure that the money goes to the right places and the right people at the right time, and making sure that we have a vision not just for tomorrow or the next 5 months, but for years in the future. We have a CMO, and I'm going to talk about her in a minute, Zoe Cox. We have a COO, Jeff Packard, who has completely, organized the entire company and the entire project in a way that now we have processes and people in the right places, and everyone knows who they are, what they're supposed to do. They have a role, they have a responsibility, and it just makes everything much more streamlined and efficient. We have a CTO, Bob Visnov, who's coming from one of the largest banks on earth, JP Morgan, to help us, Divi Project, with our tech development. This new sort of C-suite, it's called, right? The C-level executives, they're usually called a C-suite. They are now here, and they are now basically getting gelled into their roles. It's taken time. You have to go back and you have to explain 3 years of things that have happened to all of these different people so that they can effectively do their jobs. And, you know, I feel like because we're in crypto, it's really easy to forget growth. It's easy to forget that just a year ago, we were ranked 500 on CMC, and today we're in the 100 range. You know, I see sometimes in the community people talking about the price and, you know, getting upset if it goes up or down, mostly when it goes down. But you have to remember, you are part of the nascent stage of one of the greatest wealth generation events in human history. This type of wealth generation has never existed before. It started with Bitcoin, and now there's all these altcoins, including Divi, which are turning people into millionaires, right? You have a new middle class just being generated out of basically thin air. Value has changed in the minds of the global mindshare, all because of growth and because of iteration and because sometimes things don't happen the way that we think they're going to right away. Now, I want to go back to our CMO, Zoe Cox, because I also see in our community quite often, when are we going to start marketing? You know, when is the marketing strategy going to come into effect? And now is the answer. I'm really excited. I'm really excited because Zoe, first of all, if you don't know who Zoe is, she's not just like some marketer we found on like LinkedIn or whatever. She's won like 8 awards from several different subsets of industry for marketing, including a Samsung award. She's worked for some of the biggest companies in the world. And now, again, she's coming to work for our little project, or our growing project, I should now start to say. So I want to first show you the first step of our marketing strategy, and I'm going to go into it a little bit more. And I think she's in the chat right here. Hey, Zoe. Okay, so first of all, phase 1, brand new wallet site. This is live. You can go to diviwallet.com. It'll redirect you to wallet.diviproject.org, or you can just go straight to either domain. It just redirects. And you can see this is basically what we had before, you know, the top part. But now you can jump in and you can see all of the features that are going to be available to you when the wallet launches. You can go in and see about staking vaults, the lottery, becoming a validator, which we're kind of changing the nomenclature from masternodes to validator. I think it plays a little better. You know, exchange and all the different currencies. Track your currencies. You have your performance dashboard, the Divi card, of course, and it just keeps going. I highly recommend that everyone go and check out diviwallet.com and sign up if you haven't already. We have like 12,000 people who have signed up for this website. Now, I want to clarify that this website that you're seeing today is simply a version 1. In version 2, we're going to have a lot more features, more sub pages, and including a roadmap, which I'll get into a little bit more in a moment. Additionally, I'm just referencing my notes for those of you that haven't watched Live at 5 before. I just always have notes written. With the marketing strategy, we're implementing a whole foundation site. So you guys know diviproject.org. It's kind of outdated at this point. Still a decent site, but we have a whole foundation website. The design is locked in, and work starts on that in September. So that's going to be, the nonprofit entity of Divi, and all of the information that pertains to it. So yeah, like I said, that starts next month. We have a new content creator on board named Brian Colwell, and he goes by, I think, Crypto Hobbit on Twitter. He's an amazing writer. He's coming on to write a ton of content for us. He's signed, sealed, delivered, ready to start right away. We're in the final stages of our SEO planning. We have these awesome tools for social listening now, so we actually know, we have like our finger on the pulse of the entire market at all times. We know, how when you're like, oh, my friend said, that such and such coin is cool, or that such and such coin is dying, or whatever. We don't have to think or wonder about that anymore. We have concrete empirical data that we can use to make our marketing strategy just that much better. We have a new influencer strategy that's going to be rolling out and bringing in not just crypto influencers, because that's what everybody does. And Divi doesn't do what everybody else does. We aim to be different, and that's why we're bringing in influencers from different industries, different spaces, different places, because those people have different audiences, and every audience can associate with some facet of the Divi project ecosystem. excited about that. That starts soon. And then next week, if you guys follow us on Instagram, and I'll post the link later, I think it's just instagram.com/Divi Project. We're going to start going on our Instagram and giving you a little inside look into what it's like to work at Divi, and even not just work, but live in the life of one of our developers, some of our execs. What do we do on a daily basis while we're at the office and while we're not? So I'm excited for you guys to start getting that little additional view into what we are doing. Now, those are the first few exciting things. I'm going to go into something now that a lot of people are always asking me about, which is, obviously the wallet. We have a new wallet website up. Where is the wallet? I did say on Bad Crypto, 3 or 4 months ago during their VBW event, that the wallet would be out in summer, or while it was hot, is what I said. And I frankly, I did believe that, but it's not going to happen. It's not ready enough for it to come out to the general public. And I apologize for making that mistake. As far as projection, you know me, I am as transparent as they come. You're going to get me warts and all. You're going to get Divi warts and all. I'm just not going to sugarcoat it. A lot of people think I should. I'm not going to do it. It just is what it is. Now, that doesn't mean there's any real issue. It's just the fact that some unforeseen circumstances came to light and things got delayed. Things internally got delayed. Things in personal lives got delayed. It just happens. It's part of life. What I will say about this, and what actually, the positive end of this, is the fact that now we have a full-blown staff of people to work on this. We're actually hiring 2 new developers as we speak. We have a senior product owner who's going to focus specifically on owning and managing all of the different facets of the project and bringing them all together, because a lot of it is done. A lot of the pieces of the puzzle are there. It's just about bringing them together. It's a very complex ecosystem and a very complex app in general. So I'm really more confident in the product because of waiting. And it's not like we need to rush, right? Because it's not about who does things first. It's about who does things best. Execution will always reign supreme, and we will execute probably better than most of the people, if not all of them, in this space, and some even outside in the traditional finance and tech industry. So I'm very confident in that. And we have the luxury of time. We're not broke. We're not running out of money. We're hiring people. We're hiring individuals who are making this process more efficient. And so when we want to scale this, and when we want to add new features and new apps and new things, it's that much more streamlined and it's that much more easy. So what we're going to end up doing is putting on that Divi Wallet website a roadmap similar to the one that's on diviproject.org. It's in design right now. It should be out in the next few weeks. So you guys can just see, at all times, how much is done, what needs to be done, etc. Again, we are all about transparency here, and we're never gonna ever hide anything from you guys, because you are the lifeblood of this ecosystem, bottom line. Now that I'm through that, I have some really incredible news for you guys. This is probably one of the coolest things that has happened in recent history, Divi history, which we've actually been working on for some time. Basically, it's a venture fund for Divi's ecosystem. It's called Divi Ventures. So essentially what it is a program to find, fund, and support new use cases for Divi. So if you're a developer or you're building businesses, you can come apply, and if you have a good idea, you'll actually get funded to create that idea. We've just today, and this is why this is so exciting, because it's no longer just an idea, we have committed $1 million from private investors and counting. We're actually in the process now as well, and you guys are welcome to join in on this. You are welcome to put it up at least 300,000 Divi to contribute to the Divi Ventures ecosystem and become a private holder of all of the Divi Ventures properties. And again, I'm just looking down at my notes. I'm not looking away from you guys on purpose. So what's amazing about this is that Divi Labs or Divi Ventures takes partial ownership of these projects. And it's not just money that we're giving to these individual projects. We're actually giving them support. So you get marketing, you get to use Divi Labs fiat on and off ramp. All of the licensure that we have acquired over the past 2 years is at your helm. You can use it freely because we are investing directly in you. Now, there are some guidelines as far as becoming a Divi Ventures partner. You have to build, obviously, a use case for Divi, but it can't just be for Divi. It has to have a multi-coin focus. We don't believe in one coin to rule them all. We believe in choice. So you have to have some sort of multi-coin focus. You have to leverage the fiat on and off ramp. And you have to offer fiat options in your app. Now, the fiat option can immediately convert to Divi or convert to Bitcoin or whatever you want it to do, but it has to enable individuals who are not already in cryptocurrency to jump in. This is really a big way of, see, we talk about mass adoption all the time in cryptocurrency, right? If you have to force people to adopt your technology, you're doing it wrong. You should be adhering to the lifestyle of the individuals that are using the technology. By offering these fiat on ramps and off ramps and fiat options within the wallet, we're adhering to the way that people live their lives today. You can then, guide them toward using cryptocurrency for one reason or another. But the reason that things like the ICO boom didn't pan out, other than obviously the scams and stuff like that existed in it, was that it forced friction on users. I am like so adamantly against friction heavy applications. You have to build it so that people just seamlessly arrive into it and don't even realize that they're using blockchain, that they're using some app. It's a really, really great initiative. Divi Ventures is going to be run by one of our advisors and, of course, some of the executive leadership from the Divi Labs. So if you want to apply for Divi Ventures, we'll put out more information on that in the very near future. There'll be a website up and things like that so you can apply. I think it's going to be really successful, and I think it's going to build some amazing use cases that we either can't think of or just don't have time to build. All right. That was a lot to say. Shall we do some AMA? Let us see. Oh, wow. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask. I know there's like a lag, there's like latency between what I say and what you guys type, so I always give it a second. Still getting used to this whole live stream thing. It's really cool and really weird at the same time. One guy asked, how do I get out of dinner so I can watch live at 5? I can't help you there, man. I'm sorry. Okay, this guy, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name, buddy, but how does the lottery work? Hey, what's up, Jeremy? How does the lottery work? It's actually pretty simple. For every single stake that you win, you basically get a lottery ticket. We call them tickets. But every stake that you win gives you a ticket. And the more stakes you win, the more tickets you get. And if your ticket is selected by the algorithm at the end of the week, then you win the lottery. Or if you're one of the 11 people, you win a portion of the lottery. It's pretty simple. We've actually been making some improvements to how it works. I know that there's been a lot of feedback about the lottery, and we definitely see all of it. Trust me, and we have discussed this at length. Some of the improvements are actually underway right now, and you should see them in an upcoming version of the blockchain. Let's see. Jeremy, you asked 300,000 Divi to join Divi Ventures. What does that mean? So if you want to participate as an investor in Divi Ventures, if you want to be a Divi venture capitalist, so to speak, then the minimum requirement is 300K Divi. It's up to you. It's obviously not a requirement to join Divi Ventures if you're part of the community. But if you're interested in participating and joining, reach out to me or Jeff. Louis asks, can you tell us about something about the Divi financial situation? Is Divi investing in Zap? Divi is not investing any money in Zap, although we are investing some time and resources. We definitely have a great relationship with Zap and Nick Spanos, and we'll be doing a lot more stuff with that team in the future. As far as the financial situation, we're really liquid. We're really just strong right now. Really great, backlog of finances for runway, and I couldn't be more confident, to be honest. Oh, exchange listing will be announced, I think, next week. We're just waiting on one form. Actually, I've been talking to them and helping them troubleshoot some integration issues. They have the blockchain up and running now. The wallet is ready to go. So it's just a matter of getting these forms finished, and then they have to announce it first, and then we'll announce it. So first version of the wallet, when is it expected to be out? I don't want to give another date. I mean, it is close, and we will be putting that roadmap up so you can see exactly when. We plan on doing that. If you haven't watched the videos in the past, like I think it was 2 videos ago, 2 live at 5s ago, go check that one out, because I go over the release strategy and how we first release it to a subset of users, and we start to expand that subset as we gain confidence in the usage at scale. So definitely keep an eye on that. Nice. You got a stake on WhatsApp. If you haven't tried the WhatsApp Divi Go thing, you definitely should. Is the Siege World update? Yeah, for sure. It's under development. If you follow their Twitter, they post like development updates almost weekly, if not like every other day. I definitely recommend checking that out. It looks really cool. I'm like so stoked to play it, even though I'm not gonna have any time whatsoever to actually play it, but I'm stoked for you guys to play it. Latest Masternode stats on hand. I can find them. Where's my phone? I'll find it right now. I know we've been dealing with some issues with DigitalOcean as well, so we've had a lot of support recently, but I think it's almost resolved. You have 1,422 masternodes right now. Amazing. I mean, if you want to talk about growth, it was like, a couple hundred, 300 at the beginning of the year, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have it on hand. Yeah, I can't. Honestly, I've given you as much information as I can about the wallet at this time. We will be transparent as we go forward. I would love to give you even my internal estimation, but I don't want to have this conversation again. So I'm just being as transparent as I can. I don't have an exact date for you. I'm sorry. Chains is having issues? I didn't know Chains was having issues. I know one of our community members has been working on an Explorer. I think it's really important that Explorers are not necessarily driven by the projects themselves, because you don't know if they're changing things and changing data. The best way, obviously, is to create your own Explorer, because you'll have the most, comprehensive data and most trustworthy. But yeah, we have a couple community members that have been working on Explorer. So I'll see if they can maybe publish that. We can tip them in some Divi. One Divi stake is 456. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's wrap it up here today. It's almost 25 minutes in here, so don't want to keep you guys long. I know it is late for some of you guys, like super late, including people overseas in Europe, and the UK. So let's call it for the day. If you do have more questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us in Telegram. I will try to answer as many as I can. I don't always hop in Telegram. It's pretty cluttered, and I have a lot to do on a daily basis, but I will. If you tag me, I'll check the tags. And, you can always reach out to me on Twitter as well. I'm happy to answer there, although I don't always check all my notifications there either. So that's it for this week's Live at 5. I will see you actually next week for the monthly Live at 5. We'll do a monthly update, go over everything that's happened this month, have a bunch more stuff to talk about. I'm sure there's always so much going on at Divi. I really appreciate you guys coming out, checking out the video. If you like us, if you like the video, like it, subscribe to the channel, share it on social media. Always follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, etc. at Divi Project, and I'll see you guys next time.